They tried to slap that look right off my face, but I'm still grinning. And the money ain't run out yet, so I do believe I'm winning. For all the mess I was, am and will be continuing, and the fun is only beginning. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la.
Hello and welcome to Don't Bury the Lead. We recap WWE Smackdown every Saturday night. My name is Jonathan Dell. I'm joined by Dom Scarcella. Dom, go ahead and tell the people a little bit about yourself.
The finals of the Who Wants to Lose to John Cena tournament, unless it's Gunther, took place on this episode of Smackdown. I may have just hinted at the lead there, but I'll say it anyway. John, don't bury the lead. What's our top story from this episode of Smackdown for December 5th, 2025?
Dom, we don't ever bury the lead. And the lead is the main event of Smackdown. We have L.A. Knight versus Gunther. I want to call this a Don't Bury the Lead special main event because these are both guys that we're big fans of.
Yep.
And Gunther knocks off L.A. Knight in a great match via submission. Tom, what'd you think of this main event and Gunther winning the Who's Going to Lose to John Cena in his retirement match?
Unless it's Gunther, who may be.
Unless it's Gunther.
So we may have gotten a teaser for Saturday night's main event. Like you, I thought this was a great match. This match goes around the 18-minute mark, so they almost gave them 20 minutes here to close the show. This is what I want wrestling matches to be, and it is possible to do them on TV. These are two guys who look like they're, trying to put on something that resembles a fight. As great as some of the smaller guys are, and as action-packed as some of those matches are, and we'll get to at least one of them also on this show, when you see guys who are, they're not super heavyweights, but LA Knight's 240 and he's put together. Gunther's 250 and he's tall. He's got that reach. These guys were working stiff. The slaps, the chops were there. These guys looked like old-time professional wrestlers. There was some grappling. There was something of everything. There was some stuff that you may not have expected, like each guy going for an attitude adjustment. At no time did I think, I've seen this move set, and I know what's going to happen next.
Totally. Totally agreed about them working stiff. Cowboy Bill Watts would be proud of this match because they were killing each other.
Gunther wins, obviously. You'd said that with the submission.
Yeah. Even with, I was surprised with LA Knight with the chops because usually it's Gunther with the chops that are so powerful. But LA Knight was going right back at him, and it was they were stiff, laying them in. Do you want to maybe let me know, want me to go through a couple spots that I liked here?
Sure. Do you want to go through spots or just general psychology of how they put the match together? Because these guys have never faced each other before. There was no angle, no program they were working. It's just, it's the finals of a tournament. It's two guys who've never met at any level of the. They said maybe they had met once back in NXT, but they'd never met on the main roster. They'd both been on the main roster since 2022, since shortly before, as you mentioned, you and I started doing Don't Bury the Lead. So these are guys that kind of our channel grew up with.
Yeah.
It was great to see them both back on SmackDown. Gunther's been gone from SmackDown for a while. LA Knight's been gone for close to half a year. So these two guys plus Sami Zayn are the three favorite people we've had since we've been doing Don't Bury the Lead on SmackDown. And two of them there. The psychology was great. They just worked through a match and how you put together a match. And, LA Knight with kind of the chip on his shoulder. Gunther thinking that he's better than everybody and he's the ring general. At some point, LA Knight gets a belly to back suplex and starts selling a neck injury.
Yeah.
And that plays into the end of it. It also plays into LA Knight occasionally hitting a high impact move and himself being slow to recover because he's selling his neck, he's selling the back of the head and just his movements. Eventually, he submits to a neck submission hold. I think they called it a cravat hold, but it looks a lot like John Cena's STF, the step over toe hold face lock. So it's very reminiscent of the Cena style face lock. And LA Knight, he fights it for a while. He starts reaching for the ropes, but he's in the center of the ring. He fights it, and then he finally has to just tap out. And it was really well done. I thought everything in this match was well done, just from a psychology standpoint and from a whole being greater than the sum of the parts. But as you said, let's talk parts if you want. What great stuff did you want to call out?
Yeah, I 100% agree, and I think the match was so good. And I'm going to bury the lead a little bit here. I think the match was so good, I'd almost consider it the best match I've seen on SmackDown this year from the men's side. I don't know about you, but I was thinking that as I've been watching it.
I was thinking the same thing.
And
I have a couple of contenders that I've taken notes on, and I always look at them. There's two other matches I wrote down as possible men's match of the year. And then this match happened, and I'm like, oh, we've got a third contender. Yes.
And I think, thinking about the match of the year, we can allude to our upcoming show. We do one in December when everything slows down.
Yep.
We do our yearly awards for SmackDown.
Mm-hmm.
Don't miss that show. We have huge guests, Taylor Swift as always, Travis Kelce, Kanye West,
and Bad Bunny doing the halftime show.
Bad Bunny, he might be allowed to come this year.
Yes.
I mean, we have a big guest list.
Yes.
Yeah, Bad Bunny, all the celebs come out. They cannot wait every year for Don't Bury the Lead yearly awards, and this match is up there for match of the year.
Yes, lineup subject to change.
Big time subject to change. There was a lot of stuff I liked. Making their way to the outside, LA Knight with a really stiff baseball slide to Gunther instead of the dive. Anytime I see that, I have to call it out because of my feelings about the dive and how often it's used and how everyone seems to have to do it. Baseball slide's a more creative way to get there.
It's smarter too, right?
Yeah.
If you were in a fight, would you dive or would you do that move?
Yes. Totally. No, it looks way worse. I mean, it looks like and in the vein of like looking like realism, right?
Mm-hmm.
This was baseball slides makes way more sense.
Yep.
I really like the great whip to the corner, the really hard whip by Gunther to LA Knight. Just that alone, like very, very simple things that Gunther does that everyone else does, but he just does so much better. I mean, he just LA Knight's so huge, so just throwing him into the corner, so a move as simple as that looks rough, right?
And LA Knight has to accelerate on that move and really accelerate into the turnbuckle so you get the bounce and you get the sound. So the guy taking that move is really in control. Because once the guy sending you in for the Irish Whip releases you, it's all up to you maintaining your speed.
Yeah, and back to LA Knight's size, like Gunther hits him with a clothesline. A lot of guys will do the flip on the clothesline, get real cute with it, do like kind of the Shawn Michaels thing. And just him destroying him with the clothesline and then LA Knight taking a stiff back bump looks way better. It's just like, oh, he's huge. And he just he hits the mat. He doesn't have to get too cute with it. And then, from my perspective too, I like the finish because you don't see a lot of faces tapping out. And I think it's like something that you should allow faces to do. Like they never want them to tap out. It's like we watch MMA or any other real fighting, like people that are really good tap out all the time.
Yes. Sometimes you get caught.
He's like, you get caught and he doesn't want to break his neck.
Yeah.
So he taps out.
Yes. a lot of things I liked in this match. Some stuff I hadn't seen before, like Gunther getting LA Knight up for a huge vertical suplex. He gets him way up. And as he's up vertical, that's when LA Knight slides out of it into a neck breaker.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen people do that quickly before as float overs, but I haven't seen anybody go all the way up on the vertical position and then slide down for the neck breaker. And for two guys who really haven't wrestled before on the main roster, this was like, that's some good coordination between two competitors.
Yeah. And I have a bunch of, I don't know about you, but I have like a bunch of spots listed. And then I realized at one point, sometimes when I'm watching SmackDown, I'm a little desperate to even know what to talk about in a match.
Yeah.
So I'm like writing stuff down. But this, I'm just like writing. I'm like, oh, wait, this is a great match. This is why I'm writing so much.
Yeah. I sat down saying, okay, I just want to enjoy this match for a while. And then I just started writing. And it wasn't like they were, they were kicking out everybody's finisher for the whole match.
True.
Like they wrestled a long match that was worthy of 18 to 20 minutes. They built
it was a 20-minute match
as it went along, right? Like the beginning of this match did not look like the end of this match, just with a 3 count instead of a 2.5 count.
Yeah, right. No, they did build it up. They told a story. It was very physical, very hard hitting. Even with a loss, LA Knight looks like $1 million. He's way over with the crowd. I mean, this was the match where I would say throughout all of SmackDown, the crowd wasn't going too crazy, but they were going crazy for this one. I thought they were really into it.
And they were into it at the right times, weren't they? You didn't hear any of the European soccer chants. There was none of that crap. They were into what the two guys in the ring were doing. They weren't trying to amuse themselves because it didn't matter what was in the ring.
We love you, Fixer, but we cannot let that go. We cannot go. We cannot let. Well, it was France, really, where they were just chanting and singing the whole time, no matter what was going on. You're like, what the hell is this? Is this just their show now?
I imagine that our friend the Fixer would not be one of the people in the crowd trying to hijack the show. I think he'd be the guy enjoying what's happening.
Yes.
Especially if it's LA Knight and Gunther. Gunther doing the chops to LA Knight and holding on to his left wrist and then pulling him up for another chop. Just standing over him for a second, pulling him up, another chop. Like, what a great heel maneuver. Something as simple as just holding on to the guy's wrist, standing over him after flooring him with a chop, and then pulling him up for another one. Like, it's such a subtle but effective heel move. Like, you're really trying to rub it into the guy that you're just better than him. Like, great stuff like that. LA Knight doing some surprising stuff. He gets an O'Connor roll for a 2 count. Gunther kicks out, goes directly into the sleeper, and LA Knight doesn't wait around. He quickly reverse bridges for a 2 count and forced Gunther to break the hold. Like, what a great sequence, and it was crisp. It was stiff working, but they weren't waiting around for each other to do a move before another guy did something. Like, some guys are just so good at this that they have instant chemistry when they get in the ring. And Gunther does that with a lot of people, and LA Knight apparently can do that too. I like what you said, that LA Knight didn't look bad in losing this match. They both look like main eventers, and this looked like a main event.
Yeah. Dom, we could probably go on and on about LA Knight.
Talk for 45 minutes to an hour about this match. Yes.
Yeah. We could go on and on, but I'm going to go ahead and say, let's get to, that's the lead. That's the main event. Close to match of the year. Probably, maybe my match of the year. I don't want to ruin our award show, which is attended by so many famous celebrities.
It has been nominated. It is one of the finalists.
It's been nominated. It's nominated, right? And people love celebrities, right? That's the thing now.
Yes.
No, just they would be like, they would probably hate the show more if I really had these celebrities. I'm saying,
yeah, be crowded there at Shea Zenzel.
Right. All right. So, I think, Dom, do you want to take us maybe to the next match that you wanted to talk about?
Yeah, there was another really cool match on this card that it was the first match of the night. I mean, not the only other good match, but Ilya Dragunov versus Carmelo Hayes. Goes between 10 and 11 minutes, somewhere in that range. Ilya Dragunov wins after, and he they played it off that neither the ref, obviously the ref didn't see the interference, but that Dragunov didn't see it either. Tommaso Ciampa interferes in the match. Mello had hit a float over DDT on the apron with him landing on the floor. He then throws Ilya into the barricade, then back into the ring where the ref is checking on Ilya Dragunov on his neck after that brutal move. Carmelo Hayes climbs to the top turnbuckle. Tommaso Ciampa, who got insulted by Carmelo Hayes backstage, comes out, pulls Mello off the top turnbuckle, then disappears onto the floor where the ref can't see him. Ilya Dragunov recovers. Mello staggers right into that flying torpedo that he does, that spear, but like closer to the shoulders rather than into the gut. And then that forearm drop, that H-bomb for the pinfall. Post-match up on the big screen, Ilya Dragunov sees the replay, and he's furious that that's how he won the match because he didn't want Ciampa to help him. And now like they're building up that finally Tommaso Ciampa is going to get his match for the U.S. title. And that should be a very fun match. But this was a fun match, too. I think Carmelo Hayes was getting cheered. Let's go Mello chants. He's over as a baby face, which we always figured he could be because he has a baby face moveset.
It's starting to make a little bit of sense now that he's working as a face and getting the chance. You're like, oh, they brought him up as the wrong type of wrestler. They made him a heel, and it never made any sense.
Yeah.
And there was always something missing with him. I'm like, what's going on? He works way better as a face, and I don't think that he's been very overpowering on the roster. And they even alluded to that during and I have to give them credit. The announcers alluded to them being a little bit of a disappointment for a first overall pick. But yeah, he's been like not that great. But I think I'm happy to see him get some footing here. Get some, if he's getting chants from the crowd, that's incredible as a face. Like that's exactly what he's missing because he can work, he can wrestle, he's athletic. It's just the other piece where the charisma was a little lacking.
Yeah, the connection with the live crowd. Yeah,
right. That it's really the connection. He might have even had a level of charisma, but it just wasn't connecting with the crowd. But now he's connecting with the crowd. I think Mello's had a good last couple months.
Yes.
It feels like ever since he kind of was with Miz for a little bit there, you can think a while back he had a rivalry with LA Knight and he was like botching some lines and LA Knight was like, he had to like full trash him a little bit because he's messing up his lines. You know, he just seemed like another NXT call up that he's gonna do all these high spots and that's it. But I think they've been patient with him and he's improved, which is always, that's like my favorite kind of guy to see. It's like I see him improve through over time
because you cheer for that kind of guy.
Yeah, and I think that this was probably probably his biggest match because it looked like I felt like he could win the U.S. title and I would be okay with it. And I also felt like while he was wrestling during the match, he's over. It's okay for him to lose because he's showing he's over with the crowd.
Yes,
and he loses by, obviously hook or crook.
Yeah.
Crook, really. Yeah, so Dragunov takes it. I thought this was a really good match. Dragunov continues to be really solid in this role. He's one of my favorite he's my favorite new wrestler to watch of the people that have been called up from NXT. Not even necessarily just Carmelo, but there's a lot of guys that have been called up.
They've gotten lost. Pretty Deadly got lost.
Pretty Deadly's, yeah, they're out of there. Although I like them. I thought they were okay. I thought they were like pretty okay workers and a hilarious gimmick that it's kind of a shame they should be on TV.
Fraxium's gotten the same thing, right?
Grayson Waller, when they called him up, I was like, please no. And actually they listened to me because I haven't seen him in ages. But yeah, I really like. This was a good match, and I'm happy for Carmelo Hayes, and looking forward to what he does next. Right? Maybe he challenges and wins the title. Who knows?
I will make a comparison since we were talking about Gunther being back on SmackDown. Ilya Dragunov is doing the Gunther thing, where honor and respect in the ring, honor the sport, but he's doing it as a babyface rather than as a heel.
Yeah, you're right.
It's Gunther's shtick, but as a babyface.
It is Gunther shtick.
Yes.
Just he's a good guy instead of a bad guy.
Yes.
Wow. Yeah, you're right. I love that comparison. That's fantastic.
And I just want to call out DIY's t-shirts. It's the greatest t-shirt idea they've ever had. There's no graphics involved. It's just, people were calling Tommaso Ciampa a jackass because of how he was acting. So he wears a t-shirt that says, "Don't call me jackass." And then Johnny Gargano wears a t-shirt that says, "Don't call my best friend a jackass." And then Candice LeRae wears a t-shirt that says, "Don't call my husband's best friend a jackass." And they're all wearing them together. Like, there's not a lot of merch I would buy at a WWE show because I'm not really a merch guy.
Yeah.
But don't call me a jackass or don't call my best friend a jackass. It's so simple, right?
It would work for other events.
Yes.
Like you could not non-wrestling fans, and then you'd be like, "Don't call me a jack." It would be a conversation starter, if you will. Like, oh yeah, this is wrestler.
You can wear it to work on Casual Friday.
I love it.
Wear it on sales call. That's an icebreaker.
So I did want to point out something very stupid as well.
Okay.
2 signs in the crowd were fantastic.
Okay.
1, bring back heel Cena. I was like, just a big sign that said bring back heel Cena. And then the other one said Gunther fears Walter. And Walter is what Gunther was on the Indies.
Yes, he was in NXT too.
Yeah, NXT.
He probably does feel Walter. Walter was like 300 pounds and out of shape.
Yes.
Gunther had to get his act together in order to become Gunther.
Yeah, he was a much different specimen then because he was way overweight, but he could work like crazy.
He had the agility, he had the athleticism, the speed, the strength, the reach. He just had to look more like a top-tier athlete.
Which he certainly does now. It was insane. His body transformation's wild. I wanna bring up this next match, Dom.
Okay.
Not because it's good, but because it's bad. We got Jade Cargill versus Alba Fire, and Jade Cargill picks up the win in a squash. And in my notes, I have Goldberg. Goldberg.
Looking that way, isn't it?
We got Goldberg 2025. They retire Goldberg, and they said, "You know what we should do? Let's do Goldberg again."
Yes.
At least Goldberg had multiple moves. I think she has one.
Well, she does have a pretty good-looking finishing combination. This match goes under 2 minutes. We will talk about it for longer than the match lasted. I like that Alba Fire started the match fast because Jade just initially was focused too much on Chelsea Green at ringside.
Mm-hmm.
And Alba Fire really laid into her, and Jade was looking vulnerable, which is good. But then Julia and Tiana James come down to ringside and start beating up Chelsea Green and start bringing her basically to the back. That distracts Alba Fire, who's wondering, do I run? I'm the secret Hervis. Do I run out and help Chelsea Green, or do I do my title match? What do I do? And she just hesitates, doesn't know what to do, turns around into a spine buster, then a leaping kick to the chest, and then that double underhook face plant, that jaded move for the pinfall. Match goes, I unofficially had it as 1 minute and 51 seconds.
Yeah, it's about right because and a lot of it was horseplay on the outside.
Yes,
there was a lot of horseplay on the outside. A couple things, observations I want to say, and one I'm going to take a shot at creative too. When you have, I would say this, when you have someone that's a champ, I'll just shoot on the creative. You might want to bring up the graphic.
Oh my goodness! Here we go.
That's what we're doing. We're doing the graphic.
Oh, where's my screen share? Where's the thing that lets me do that?
Take your
Here
time.
we go. It's time for John Yells at Cloud. This is it. You're calling it.
Dom.
It's there. Do you see it?
Yeah, I'll pull it up. Hang on. First of all, amazing graphic.
It looks like mid 90s Windows clip art.
It's so much better than AI. It's like a million times
Right.
better than AI.
It's much better than something that looks professional.
Here's the deal, right? You gave Jade Cargill the title, which means all storylines circle her. They're not trying to build her up. She's built up. She's there. She's the champ. She doesn't need a freaking squash match. Just leave her off. And if this is going to be a pattern, like because they're afraid of what she can do or what she can't do, then she shouldn't have the belt. She has to go out and wrestle real matches. She's supposed to be a heel, and she's crushing all these wrestlers, and people are cheering for her because they're not even because she's just giving them offense and a fun entrance. So she's not even doing the heel thing right. This is a mess that needs to be cleaned up. A mess. And if you're creative, this is what you should really do. Hey, you have to wrestle full matches. If she can't wrestle full matches, just go for it. Have her try to wrestle the full match and see what happens. If she can't do it, sink or swim here. If she can't do it, she drops the title. If she can do it, then awesome. She could be your champ. But please give her an opportunity. Don't just have her in these squash matches with Alba Fire. This isn't helping Alba Fire. It's not helping Jade. She's supposed to be the champ. So she needs to do very little simple things, such as wrestle matches and get boos from the crowd. Not complicated. This is day one pro wrestling. The crowd has to boo her, and she needs to wrestle a match. Jesus. I'm done yelling at the cloud.
Okay, I want to pose a question to you.
Mm-hmm.
And this goes to creative and to creative direction. In trying
it's not Jade's
in the
fault.
modern pardon?
It's not Jade's fault.
Yeah, we really can't tell if it's her fault.
It
looks like bad booking.
I'd prefer her to go out and wrestle bad, and then that would just be like, oh yeah, she needs to improve on this, and then watch her improve even, rather than that squash. Or hey, they tried, take the belt off her. One of the two.
Or a while ago when she wrestled Liv Morgan, the match went 10 plus minutes on SmackDown. It looked good. Jade looked like she could wrestle a match and looked vulnerable at times when she should look vulnerable. Sell when she needs to sell, but also get her own offenses, which is what you're looking for at the top of the card. So here's my question to you. With this kind of booking, where they're trying to make her look like a monster and so strong, isn't it ironic that when you book someone that way in modern wrestling, they actually look weak?
It makes them look weak. Yes.
It's making her look weak.
Yeah. It makes
LA Knight and Gunther looked very strong. Why? Because they had a competitive match.
Right. Because everyone...
They're at the top of the card. They had a competitive match. If one squashed the other, it would have left you scratching your head. And when you see it consistently in the booking, you wonder, are they trying to hide her? In trying to make her look too strong, they're booking her to look weak.
And the thing is, too, God bless
Now
him.
I'm yelling at the cloud.
The thing is, too, here's the thing. In addition to that, Goldberg, for all of his shortcomings, when he did the squash matches, they were electric. Yeah. He would hit the spear. The crowd was chanting Goldberg. He'd hit the spear, and he would kill these jobbers. I mean, he really would beat the hell out of these jobbers. Jade's not even doing that. She's just hitting her one move. She's not like stepping on their face or anything. She's not even doing any heel stuff like that.
No.
She's not like, she pins him, throws him out of the ring, raises her hand. None of it. She's just going out there doing a one move and leaving, and it's just like, where's Hunter at? He's supposed to be the wrestler whisperer, according to Unreal. He's the one that can like whisper in their ear and tell them what to do, and everyone's so happy and they're all performing so well. Like, where's Hunter at here?
To your point again about creative,
Mhm.
if they're trying to sell her too much with these backstage vignettes, like she's a heel because in the back, she's confident, she thinks she's the best. Well, they gave her the belt, so I mean, that's what you would expect.
Mhm.
But then she goes out to the ring, and it's tough in these short matches to tell if she's a heel or a face by how she wrestles.
Yeah.
This could be how a baby face wrestles.
Not like it could be, it should be. They're all
It should be how a baby face wrestles.
all hot. They're fun, high power slams.
Yeah.
She hasn't.
She's not
doesn't
cheating. She's not doing anything like that. She's just wrestling a match.
Mm-hmm.
So that they're not giving her anything in the ring that would get her over as a heel or a face. They're relying too much on the backstage production vignettes and the backstage videos. And that should be an auxiliary to what you're doing in the ring.
Yeah, I 100% agree, and it's a shot at creative because they're telling her what to do. She's doing it. She's executing what they're telling her to do, but what she's doing is terrible. She's executing it, but
yeah, there were no botches.
No, it's not like she doesn't know how to do this, but it's like if you're going to pop the belt off Tiffany Stratton and give her the belt, and the women's division in the WWE, newsflash, is really strong.
Yes.
It is not a Divas title.
No.
So she can't get away with she can't continue to do this. And I'm not crapping on Jade. I'm crapping on the man with 3 H's. You know?
Well, speaking of the rest of the women's division, there's one more match on this card. Do you want to go to that?
Yeah, let's do it. We got
Alexa Bliss with Charlotte Flair in her corner against Kairi Sane with Asuka in her corner. Match only goes about 8 minutes, but it's fast moving. Alexa Bliss wins this one. Kairi Sane takes too long on the top turnbuckle, leaps off. Alexa recovers, catches Kairi, and turns her right into a Sister Abigail DDT for the pinfall. The bigger story may have been that post-match, Nia Jackson, Last Legend, took out both teams. So not just Charlotte and Alexa, they took out the Kabuki Warriors who were on their team during War Games, but Asuka accidentally misted Lash Legend during that match.
Mm-hmm.
So also all the star power was in this tag match and then aftermath.
Right. All the bigger parts of those of that big rivalry there, right?
Mm-hmm. So this was a good one. Kairi Sane, it's funny you talk about these not being diva champions. They're both very flamboyant in how they dress, and Kairi Sane was mocking Alexa Bliss for being like half an inch shorter than Kairi. So I guess that's a good heel comedy thing to do. Like obviously everybody thinks Kairi Sane is always the little one in the tag team or the faction or whatever. And there she is in the ring, doing the forehead to forehead and like making it look like, oh, I'm so much taller than you, as she raises her hand as she goes to Alexa Bliss.
Yeah. And just to show people that may have tuned in for the first time that I'm not a monster, there was some stuff I liked in this match because I just went on a rant about Jade Cargill for 15 minutes. Kairi doing the double stomp, that was nasty from the corner. And I think Alexa's sister Abigail looks great. That's a cool finisher. And I think it makes sense for her, and I liked it. So this was a solid one. I think this sets things up. It wasn't an amazing match, but Alexa Bliss, Kairi Sane. Kairi is pretty good. Alexa Bliss has been serviceable as well. So
yeah, and they worked well with each other. I mean, some things that surprised me: Kairi Sane doing a proper scoop slam on Alexa Bliss.
Yeah,
like you don't see a lot of power moves from Kairi Sane.
She just had the sides advantage,
right? She was clearly like head and shoulders above. Alexa Bliss in this one.
She's probably so excited. It's the first time she could do big man stuff. You
Right.
know, she has to do all the high spots and like the little man
She's
stuff.
like in the ring trying to call a choke slam, you know.
Right.
But yeah, it was a good one. The valets for the match getting into it as well. Asuka jumping up on the apron to distract Alexa from hitting Sister Abigail. Charlotte runs around, pulls Asuka off the apron, and that led to Kyrie getting the advantage, hitting that spinning backhand chop. But that's when she took too long climbing the turnbuckles and led to the finishing sequence. So, yeah, I like a lot of stuff in this match. I like both wrestlers. I mean,
Yeah.
they're both serviceable plus.
Yeah, I'd say so.
They're not going to ruin a match. They're going to do what's needed. You're so used to seeing them doing like the David and Goliath thing as the smaller wrestler.
Right, that you got to see them wrestle regular, which was
Now it's like, oh my goodness, what are we going to do? Neither one of us has to bump like crazy.
Yeah. Even I liked Kyrie doing the Alabama slam into the barrier.
Yes.
That was cool. And I was like, yeah, like Kyrie Sane's out there doing the Alabama slam. It's because she has another little girl that she could do it with.
Yep.
Although that would be
finally
cool.
get to pick on someone her own size.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't have much else from this match. You want to talk about any segments?
Yeah, I want to talk about this match and carrying it forward. It looks like Nia Jax and Lash Legend are going to be on the rampage there. They want their title shot. Everybody on Raw Women's and SmackDown Women's, they all want a shot at the same belts held by the Kabuki Warriors. Alexa Bliss apparently will be facing Lash Legend one-on-one. So they're doing these things where they're building up the rivalries of the tag teams by having one half of the tag teams go against each other. A little surprised that it's not Charlotte, but on the other hand, not surprised that they gave it to Alexa Bliss because they still want to keep Charlotte out of singles matches that don't look A-list.
Yeah.
So they did Charlotte versus Asuka. But then they did Alexa Bliss versus Kairi Sane. And Lash Legend, even though it seems like a much better matchup for Charlotte, Lash Legend isn't at Charlotte's level yet as a new call-up from NXT.
Right.
So it's going to be Alexa Bliss versus Lash Legend, even though Alexa Bliss just wrestled the last one-on-one match. And Charlotte is much bigger and should, maybe be taking on the bigger wrestler there. I don't know. But it looks like maybe Charlotte's being saved for another singles push. And just because you've kind of got to earn your way to get a Charlotte Flair match.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
No knock on Alexa Bliss, but that's who Charlotte Flair is.
It does feel like at some point Charlotte will kind of break away and do her own thing soon. Maybe heading into like WrestleMania or something, but right now she's hanging tight with Alexa Bliss. And I've liked what she's done with Alexa Bliss. I think it's been like she kind of sometimes she comes in and they put her way up at the top too soon and everyone kind of poo-poos it a bit and then she has to turn heel. But really, it's good to see her with Alexa Bliss and having like this rocky friendship with her that can work.
They teased that backstage. They were having an interview where they were going over some of Charlotte's social skills.
Which is so weird because when they show her backstage or in real interviews, she's like so personable, so friendly, and it's like, why don't you just go with her normal personality?
Right. I get it, yeah. So the women's tag division is very hot on SmackDown.
Yeah, which is good.
And on Raw. I mean, just naming the number of teams there are, and almost all of them are comprised of great singles wrestlers who've just been thrown together. Like Asuka and Kairi Sane have the belts.
Yeah.
But Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss, singles champions. Nia Jax, singles champion with Lash Legend now as an NXT call-up who kind of looks the part, especially being paired with Nia. It's Rhea Ripley and Io Sky. It's Bayley and Lyra Valkyria. It's Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez. So the tag team division is loaded right now.
Totally.
On the women's side, because they're taking all of the great singles wrestlers that they just wanted to maybe have back away from the singles pushes for a while.
Yeah.
And now they're all doing great work in the tag division. It really is the women's tag division between both of the main roster brands is hot right now.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, and Dom, I think that kind of puts a bow on the matches. Um, Anything you wanted to talk about with the segments? We had a bunch.
Let's see. They're teasing that for Saturday night's main event, in addition to John Cena's final match against the person who won the Who Wants to Lose to John Cena Unless It's Gunther tournament. Um, they're giving some NXT guys a taste of Saturday night's main event. Bailey will be facing Sol Ruka after they met in Nick Aldis's office. And Cody Rhodes told the winner of the Ricky Saints versus Obafemi match that they will be on Saturday night's main event taking on Cody Rhodes. It's a good stuff there. They're also trying to further the Drew McIntyre, Cody Rhodes angle and feud. Okay. My one question is this ever going to pay off with Drew winning?
Yeah, I know. I really want to. I mean, obviously, we've wanted that for a while, but
Do you think he could have a world title run
uh,
at this stage of his career? I think he's doing great work. He still looks the part physically. I think he could. I would not be disappointed with Drew McIntyre having a real World Heavyweight Championship run or WWE Universal Championship run that lasts more than 5 minutes.
he's probably better positioned now than he was when he was the champ during
For
COVID
5 minutes.
lockdown. Yeah, for
Oh,
5
even
minutes.
before the lockdown. Okay, yeah.
He was a champ during COVID, and nobody
Yes.
cared. Champ during COVID is like, is anybody watching those tapes of COVID matches in front of no people? Like, no.
They probably were, but one of Drew's strengths is connecting with a live audience.
Yeah, right.
So he hasn't been a champ, heel or face, where he's been able to connect with the live audience.
And I think his heel work so far is top tier in the WWE. So I would love to see him win, but we'll see. I don't know if it's not in the cards because Cody's on the new Super Cena, and he's just gonna always have the belt, or what the deal is. And if it is in the cards, then it's got to be WrestleMania, or maybe he drops it at Royal Rumble. Who knows?
Maybe, because if Cody goes into Royal Rumble with the belt, then he's not in the Royal Rumble match.
Yeah, maybe Drew wins it then.
That'd be fantastic if there were a title change at the top at Royal Rumble when everybody's just paying attention to the Royal Rumble matches and the person who's going to be challenging at WrestleMania, and then you get a title change.
Yeah.
Like, what a wrinkle that would put into it for the Royal Rumble winner.
Yeah. It does add a wrinkle, because then it's like, typically you would think that if Cody's going to be the champ, then a heel's going to win it. But then you're like, oh, wait a second, a face is going to have to win because Drew's the champ,
Mm.
But anyways, I think it's I did want to say one more thing about the about those segments.
Sure.
MFT.
Mhm.
Where is the face paint?
Oh my goodness. I know.
No face paint. What happened? Are they done?
I was all ready to teeter on the edge of offensive by calling them the Insane Brown Posse.
This Insane Brown Posse. I love it.
But they got rid of the dopey face paint. Now they just look like, tough guy wrestlers. The Wyatt Six needs one more member, right? They've got 5 right now. It's 4 men and Nikki Cross. They need the 5th man to make it 6.
Yeah. I mean, they need 6 people if they're going to call it the Wyatt Six.
Well, they're calling it, I think it's SICKS, like they're all sick.
Oh.
But
okay.
it sounds like the number 6, which I think is supposed to be a double play on words. It would also make a lot more sense because the MFTs have 5 men.
Or do they
so there
say
should
that
be 5 men in the Wyatt Six who could take them on.
Yeah, that would be true too. I wonder if they leave it blank because like the extra person is Bray Wyatt, but he's no longer with them.
Yeah, that could be it. But then again, he can't really tag into a match, can he?
I don't think he can. I don't think, not yet. We'll see where modern medicine gets us, but not yet.
He'll be a hologram. It'll be like the holograms of Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
I would like to see it. Would you? They've been building Wyatt Six versus Solo Sikoa's MFTs. Would you want to see this?
I would like to see it because I don't know much about Wyatt Six, and just to see what's gonna, and that might be a good change of pace for MFT because it seems like they always kind of chase top guys then lose, chase top guy and lose, chase top guy and lose. That's their thing. It might be good to see them like beat up on some people.
I think it's be a good contrast between the two factions because as wild and unhinged as they keep making the Samoans out to be, Solo Sikoa wears the suit and he's got the other guys dressing and looking the part. As if they're very controlled fury.
Yeah.
And I think that's it's such a visual difference between them and the Wyatt Six.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Wyatt Six just look like they look like 5 different punks who all dress differently, which is what punk is supposed to be. I remember that old Tom Petty quote, like, look, man, rebels don't dress like each other.
Right. No, it's true. I wonder.
I want to see it. I think it'd be a good matchup, but that's probably got to be one more guy added to the Wyatt Six. Any speculation on who you'd like to see join the Wyatt Six?
Boy, I don't know.
I don't know either. I don't know who they've built up as someone who's, like an outlier or an outcast. It's almost like a redo of Judgment Day, but like all the people in Judgment Day are in Judgment Day.
Austin Theory, what's he doing?
Oh, I think he's in the Vision.
He might be in the Vision.
He was the guy. I think he was the guy under the hoodie at War Games.
He's the masked man.
I think he was the masked guy. Yeah, it looked like his build. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Grayson Waller is doing a New Day. Chad Gable is still hurt, although he was a good foil for the Wyatt Six for a while.
Yeah, Chad Gable seems like he'd fit like a glove there, just because he's weird, right?
Right. Yeah.
he's goofy enough to fit in there.
He's too like NPC. He's like he's so normal. He's weird.
Yes, he's so normal. He's weird. Shoosh.
Right? Yes.
Yeah, he could fit in.
I don't know. I don't know who it could be though.
He could balance them out too. He could be doing a lot of comedy stuff with them because they're all weird and he's like all normal.
It worked for Sami Zayn in the Bloodline, and then Sami grew into the role and it helped everybody. It rescued the Bloodline. It resurrected Sami Zayn's career after losing to Johnny Knoxville at WrestleMania.
Yeah, losing to Johnny Knoxville at WrestleMania and to resurrect a career is impressive.
Yes. So very good. I think that's all I got for this SmackDown show. Is it drive time? Are you and I gonna motor on down there to the next segment?
It is time for the thumb drive.
That's right. This is when you and I are going to compress all of this data into a thumb drive, into a simple score for this show of thumbs up or thumbs down. There are no ties. There are also no letter grades, no number grades, no star ratings. You're taking this course. Pass, fail.
Dom, we're not Dave Meltzer. We don't give 7 stars in the Tokyo Dome. We don't give 2 stars at the Crypto.com arena in Los Angeles, California. That is the name of an arena I saw and cringed and said, I'm going to say it on the show. We don't give out star ratings. We just say, was the show good or was the show bad? So, Dom, are you ready?
I am ready.
3, 2, 1. Oh, 2 thumbs up. Dom, why'd you give this show a thumbs up?
If the only thing on this show worthwhile was Gunther versus LA Knight, I would have given this show a thumbs up. In fact, I almost would have done it if this was a 3-hour show and that was the only good thing on it.
Yes. Totally agreed. I almost fast forwarded to the main event, and I was like, I'll watch the rest of the show. But I just want to watch LA Knight Gunther. But I'll watch the
Yes.
rest of the show, I guess. And then the opener was good. So it's like, I'm glad I watched it. And then I watched the Jay Cargill match. I was like, all right, I could have probably never seen this and been happy. But
Two
yeah,
of the other 3 matches were worth sticking around for.
certainly.
Like
yeah.
even Kairi Sane and Alexa Bliss, it's not like they dragged it out.
That was perfect for like a short match that set the story, and you got to see a unique matchup. I was cool with that match. The
8
Jade,
fast-paced minutes.
yeah, the Jade one. I mean, I already buried her enough here, but
Yeah.
I said no. I didn't bury her. I buried Triple H enough here.
Yes.
But he watches, he listens, so he'll probably
He does.
listen
The
to it.
man with 3 H's has been in the live chat before. We have seen him.
Yes, I'll tell you what. He's been in the live chat, but 2 thumbs up as a result of the fantastic main event with Gunther versus LA Knight, and Gunther winning. LA Knight still looks like $1 million, still looks strong, doesn't hurt him at all. And yeah, great SmackDown as
And
a
another
result.
thing about that main event, no weapons,
No.
no shenanigans, nobody on the outside interference,
Oh,
nobody running down, nothing.
Who would have thought?
Nobody had to blade to make it look extra. Nobody had to hit somebody with a freaking toolbox.
Who would have thought? Who would have thought, Dom, that we didn't need a ton of people interfering in the match, and it would be good. Who would have thought?
Who would have thought that there were 2 actual professionals on the roster, and there's more than 2, who could go out there by themselves for 20 minutes and put on a banger of a match without tables, kendo sticks, chairs, whatever, going over the barricades, fighting through the crowd.
Yeah.
Nothing. Just wrestle a match. 2 guys who know what wrestling is supposed to be.
When
Great
Gunther
match.
goes up to the top rope and is going to hit a high spot, it's like crazy because of all the stuff they did to build up to get to that moment. And you're like, wow. Like sometimes you see people just go right up to the top of the thing no matter what, and it's like, who cares?
Yep.
Perfect. Fantastic. Take notes. Anyone that is a wrestler that's young, that is interested in pro wrestling, a person that's currently pro wrestling, take notes on that LA Knight Gunther match and absolutely follow everything they do.
All right. It's time for Cheap Heat, right? Do you want to start us off?
Dom, let me tell you something. We're into our next segment here. It's Cheap Heat. We talk about trending topics in the WWE, AEW, and beyond. All different sorts of topics. During this segment of the show, we talk about trending topics. I usually will take some of these segments and I'll make shorter edited clips, post them on our YouTube channel, and that has got us monetization. We've been monetized for almost a year now, and it's all really because of this show, Cheap Heat. And we're currently at 1,200 subscribers as of this morning. So, Dom, give yourself a hand.
Right.
1,200 subscribers.
1,200, and another round number. I like it.
Yeah. But without further ado, I know I've been yapping here for a little bit about Cheap Heat, but let's jump into our first thing here. I'm going to share.
You want to share? Or do you want to go into just the non-audio ones that I have ready?
I'll share.
Okay. And while you're saying that, yes, we've reached 1,200 subscribers, but there's no limit here at YouTube. So if you want to subscribe, please do. We welcome everybody to click that button. Help us climb the next mountain. Don't Bury the Lead, a wrestling channel over on YouTube. Wherever you're watching the live stream, know that the mother load of archived shows, the edited videos, the hashtag shorts are all on YouTube. Subscribe there, like what you like, comment when you want to comment. Help us climb the next mountain. Don't bury the lead.
Dom.
And speaking of which, what's on our screen right now?
Well, let's play it.
You can invite anyone you want in
Yeah.
here. You just gotta give them the wish list.
I mean, you gotta start with the number one, without a doubt, Vince McMahon, who started this gangster shit and spread it around.
I would definitely have him.
It was a little
he would be great.
Yes.
Whatever magic you have out there, and you have a lot of gravity.
Do you think he'd be interested in doing it?
Are you kidding me? I think he would love it.
Really?
Yeah.
I think he would love it.
Okay.
I don't know when the right time is, but man, don't miss out on that opportunity. At least send it out to the universe.
Yeah. Well, I would definitely. Vince, if you're listening,
let's
go.
I think this experience would be a great one for you.
Is he still involved? Is he out?
No,
Is he
he's
in? He's out.
He's out.
He's out.
Man, you can invite anyone you want in here.
Vince McMahon on the Joe Rogan Experience would be a fascinating conversation. However, he's involved in too many lawsuits at the moment to be giving an honest conversation, an honest interview to anybody. So I don't know when the time would be right. That's what John Cena was saying. I don't know when the time will be right. I have no idea when the time will be right. But yeah, it would be a fun interview, wouldn't it?
Cena really nails it when he says, well, when the time's right, meaning he's in a lot of trouble right now, right? So he's got a lot going on. I mean, there's certain things he's in trouble for. There's certain things looks like he'll get away with. There's certain things that, there's a lot from a legal perspective that needs to be settled. But I think it would be fascinating. And I say that because the only real opportunity recently where you got to hear him talk about himself was on the Pat McAfee show. And Pat McAfee was Vince's employee. Like, you're not getting a fair shake there. Like, every time Vince wants to do, oftentimes, Vince wants to do these, interviews or does these things, he does them within the WWE verse, if you will. So it's he was running the show. Of course, nobody's going to ask him crazy questions. Not going to ask him about, how he grew up, and because that's a whole story, too. A lot of the stuff with how he grew up. There's probably endless hours of a conversation, like a 3-hour conversation on Vince McMahon talking about his life and what he thinks and stuff like that would be fascinating. I would love to see it, and I'm not necessarily saying he's a great guy. I'm not I would love to hear Vince. He's my hero. I'd be like, no, this guy's one of the more compelling people ever, and probably the most compelling person ever in pro wrestling. So
yeah, he's a complicated figure and a very public figure, and part of it is because of his stature within the industry has made some things public that he did not want to be public. But if they're true, I think we're better off that they are public and that people talk about them, and perhaps it's used as a lesson for others in big business, whether it's pro wrestling or some other form of entertainment. But yeah, I'd want to hear Vince. I mean, he always seemed interesting when he would do these documentaries, but like you were saying, these were all things that people were licensing WWE for. So they almost have to show the WWE in a good light, or there goes the partner's moneymaker.
Yeah, that Netflix documentary was very one-sided. It was
Of course, they're showing WWE programming. They can't trash the WWE. They got billions of dollars riding on it.
The only guy that did trash him, God bless him, Dave Meltzer. He said they didn't do 100,000 at the Pontiac Dome. They did 72,000. They never did 100,000 there. And it was he's the only one that would stand up for, because he's the only one that wasn't currently employed by WWE during that documentary.
Yep. He wasn't relying on WWE partnerships or anything like that.
Tony Atlas was great too, because Tony Atlas is not employed by WWE, and he was just saying some stuff that was off the wall. I was yeah, these guys don't care about Vince; they're just going to say it. So,
Which doesn't necessarily mean that they're true, but if you want a Vince McMahon interview, the kind of honest interview, it's got to be when Vince doesn't seem so publicly compromised.
Right. And then they could even not even talk about the. Well, they probably. It depends, right? I think Rogan does a good job just having a conversation with someone
Yes.
and not gotcha. He's not a gotcha guy, you know?
He's not a gotcha guy, but he's also not a guy who gets a list of, okay, we can't talk about this, can't talk about this, can't talk about this, because then it becomes less of an organic conversation.
Oh, yeah, totally.
So he's not a gotcha guy, but he's also not a let's pretend that we're having a genuine conversation.
He's not Jimmy Fallon or something like that.
Right.
Where it's like this conversation has zero substance, you know?
Right.
So no, I think Rogan would be the perfect man for it. I think he would. He's had a lot of really good long form conversations with people,
Yep.
and you know, whenever Rogan has a guest and then Rogan just starts talking and starts doing his Rogan bit, I'm like, tune out. But if he has a guest that's really interesting and he just lets that guest talk and he's very good at that,
Mhm.
that's when you get like, yeah, this is a good interview.
Yep.
So, all right. So, what do you got for us here, Dom?
First up from Brandon Thurston at WrestleNomics, talking about TNA moving to AMC. They got a TV deal in 2026. But one of the more interesting things here was this chart of TNA's historic, dating back to 2005, November 19th, 2005, when they were on Spike TV at 11 o'clock at night. And just looking at their historical ratings, at times 2 million people used to watch TNA on Spike television.
Remarkable.
This is how big wrestling used to be. The TNA used to get, here's the million mark. Their average for this 10-year run here on Spike TV is well over 1 million.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes up to 2 million. 2 million January 4th, 2010. 2 million October 20th, 2011. Others that were close, 1.9 million, almost 2 million in April of 29. So people used to watch wrestling on TV.
Yeah.
Now
was...
SmackDown doesn't get anywhere near these peaks.
No, it's true. It's like
Raw's on Netflix, and worldwide they get in the almost to the 3 million range as an average.
Yeah, if that.
So still not that much more here, but like people used to watch pro wrestling on TV.
Mm-hmm.
I know some of our younger viewers may not realize that, but yeah.
That's crazy.
2 million people used to watch TNA on something called Spike TV.
That's not even a big network either, Spike TV.
No. But then you could see what happens once you get off a decent cable network like Spike, Destination America, Pop, no data available for about a year here. Then Access Television that TNA owns, they're under the same parent company. So, even with this viewership, they're not really making anything on the licensing deal with it.
Mm.
So we'll see what kind of... it's probably not going to be here, all this green from Spike TV, but they should be able to hit, these 400,000 numbers that they were doing for Pop. I wonder if being on AMC, which is a cable channel more like Spike TV than some of these others, I wonder how close they can get to some of those numbers. Will they get 500,000 people watching TNA on AMC?
Yeah, it's funny. Were people complaining when they were at 825 or 805? Like I guess maybe that was a low number in 2015. 80, like, isn't that enough where they would stay on Spike TV or 746?
Yeah, but their last Spike TV program was when they had moved to Wednesdays in 2014, 746,000. I mean, there were a few others. I don't know if this was special problems or maybe being preempted or something, but there were a couple times where they dropped pretty low. This was the early days of it after they abandoned the pay-per-view weekly model where everything was a pay-per-view.
Okay.
So once they did the regular cable TV contract, they started to build an audience pretty steadily. for a long time, up until around 2009. Then, like, there's a big drop off, but then a big recovery. And then it starts to decline almost as expected because lots of cable TV was declining at around this period.
I used to go to a bar that had TNA on Thursdays,
Wow.
and
Okay.
this is probably around that era because I didn't watch pro wrestling, but I was wrestling for NJCW, but I wasn't watching it, so I'd be watching it because it was on. Every now and then, I would go to this bar with my wife, and we would get like I think it was we would get food and drinks, and I would just the TV would have TNA on, and I would just watch TNA. And then like
Some of these
people
low points in the middle here are when they were on Monday trying to go head to head with Raw. Once they moved to Thursday, they immediately in June of 2010 got back over 1 million and climbed pretty steadily all the way up to a 2 million number the next year, and then just started steadily dropping due to a lot of factors. But I don't know how many viewers can the number 3 wrestling promotion in the US do back on a decent cable channel that also has some streaming involved.
we'll have to see. It should be interesting. I mean, it's a big win for TNA.
Yep.
And I have heard things that TNA's done well. Even before their WWE commitment, TNA was doing some stuff that was good. So they're on Thursday. There's nobody else there, so that's good. They're not going head to head with AEW. Tuesday's NXT, Wednesday's AEW, Friday's SmackDown.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday is taken.
Yeah.
So Saturday with Collision.
Yeah, and the thing is, Collision is proving that nobody likes wrestling on Saturday night, or at least that it's not a special event.
Very good. Up next from Wrestling Inc., Andrade offers an update on his status of his WWE non-compete and explains the wellness violation here. Apparently, he was giving an interview with TV Azteca Deportes, which is Spanish language. He revealed he was let go for using medicines and supplements that were banned under WWE's wellness policy. But he says that there are certain medicines that are allowed in Mexico, which aren't in WWE. And so, he's wrestling for 2 different promotions in 2 different countries, 2 different jurisdictions. I mean, could he have gotten confused? I could see it happening.
Yeah.
He says his exit was done in an amicable manner following his wellness policy violation. The problem is, if this was done amicably, why does he have such a long non-compete?
Yeah.
He revealed that his WWE contract included a 12-month non-compete clause that was enforced worldwide, which he didn't know existed when he signed the deal with WWE.
Yeah.
He did not know this was in his contract. He believes his representatives in the WWE are closing in on coming to an agreement which will allow him to get back into the ring. He says 3 months have already passed, which they have. What say you about that? I mean, the things that people are allowed to take to compete in certain sports, certain industries, certain legal requirements, it differs from jurisdiction to jurisdiction. This is just one more thing that these wrestlers have to keep in mind as they jump from promotion to promotion in different jurisdictions.
Yeah.
Do you feel bad for Andrade here?
No, it's just terrible. I think as far as PEDs is concerned, the onus is on the wrestler to understand what they can and can't take.
Okay.
At the end of the day, if you're a pro athlete or a pro wrestler, you gotta be able to communicate with the folks that you're with, that you're with the company that you work for, and say, hey, what can I and what can't I take? Now, it's a lot more obvious in like baseball, for example. They have a hotline. You call the hotline and they say you can or you can't take this, So is it an issue that WWE just has his stuff listed on some piece of paper, and it's tough to even tell what is and isn't, right?
Hmm.
Although I do feel like seeing some of the bodies in WWE, they probably understand, right, what they can and can't take, because some of the guys are on some of the stuff. Brock Lesnar is on gear, absolutely, you know. But I do feel I don't feel so bad about that, but I do feel bad that he didn't realize in the contract, and I feel bad because the contract's bullshit. You're gonna make him not be able to wrestle for anyone for a year in the prime of his career.
Mm.
He's just not allowed to wrestle for anyone now. So he doesn't get paid by he can't make money.
Yeah.
It's
This is his career. This is what he's best at.
this is ridiculous. You know, what's he gonna be, an Uber driver now? Like, what's gonna happen?
And, the WWE makes such a big deal out of their intellectual property. It's not like he could go somewhere as his WWE gimmick.
Right.
He'd have to do a different gimmick if he went somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's the same guy, and wrestling fans are going to recognize him, but he's doing a different thing.
Mm.
So, yeah, it's a tough one. It's a tough one. I hope it gets resolved. Here's one that I saw and immediately thought of you.
Yes.
Bully Ray has identified a sweet spot for the length of AEW's pay-per-views. Before we get into Bully Ray's suggestion, what do you think of AEW's pay-per-views? How long do they normally run? And is that normal running time too long, too short, or just about right for you?
I think it's one match too long, but
Okay.
but not by much. Oftentimes their pay-per-views are fantastic, and I really don't mind that they're that long, and I can watch them in pieces.
Including the Tailgate Brawl pre-show that aired on TNT, Full Gear 2025 ran for almost 5.5 hours, which has become a common runtime for AEW pay-per-views.
Mm-hmm.
Bully Ray knows all too well about long shows from his time in ECW. He says, knock it down 1 hour. We know you're never getting this done in 3, but maybe 4 hours.
4 hours is good. I agree with Bully Ray big time here.
The sweet spot might be 4 hours. Okay.
Yeah, I would agree with Bully Ray.
AEW pay-per-views, they seem like they drag even at 4 hours, or they keep it moving. Does it seem like it's a show that's worth 4 hours?
Yeah, it definitely is at 4 hours. I think it's worth
Okay.
it. I think they have really excellent pay-per-views, and oftentimes what I do is I'll skip the opener, or I'll watch part of the opener if I know it's gonna be super long, and then I don't watch the pre-show. That's ridiculous.
Okay.
I don't watch the pre-show. Yeah, I but typically, for something like Full Gear, if we were to let's say, so I've gotten tickets to Full Gear in the past and gone in Newark, and yeah, I didn't feel like it was too long when I was there either.
Okay.
So
very good. Okay, well, I thought that you'd be able to give us that perspective on AEW. So yeah,
but he's right.
4
4
hours
is
may be
good.
a good sweet spot. Now, Saturday night's main event is coming up this Saturday. 2:15, 2.5 tops. I want them to be done.
Oh yeah, especially for a couple matches.
We're seeing John Cena versus Gunther, a couple of NXT people who clearly aren't going to win.
Yeah, right.
And that might be it.
It is funny that they're bringing up NXT people to job, and they're like, we want to give them, we want to give them their shot to go lose to us,
Just to see how they respond to the big stadium.
Yeah.
And being in the big time with people who are a little crisper in their movements.
Yes.
And in their timing. And who want stuff, who take care of some of the details in the ring, maybe that get overlooked when you're a newcomer because you're focusing on the big stuff.
Right.
So we'll see. We'll see. Ronda Rousey, is she gearing up for a comeback, but not to pro wrestling? Women's boxing, is there a Katie Taylor Ronda Rousey match in the works for a Las Vegas showdown in 2026? WrestleMania is going back to Vegas in 2026. Might Ronda Rousey be going back, but not in WWE, just to fight Ireland's 2-time undisputed boxing champion who is 25-1.
Right.
6 million streams on Netflix for her last boxing match, Katie Taylor. That's a lot. That's more than WWE Raw does. 6 million streams. So there may be something here. They are at the twilight of their careers for boxers, 39 and 38 years old for Katie Taylor and Ronda Rousey, respectively. What do you think about Ronda Rousey getting back into combat sports?
She's gonna get her she's gonna get her butt kicked.
It almost looks that way, doesn't it? Because you can't just step back into this.
Rousey cannot she's gonna box a boxer.
She's going to box a boxer.
No,
although
can't
she
do
won
that.
many of her UFC bouts by armbar submission, Rousey was schooled heavily in boxing by then coach Edmund Tarverdyan in Glendale, California, and her confidence in fighting from the stand-up stance increased into her final bouts. So she wasn't just a submission wrestler back then. However, I mean, she looked like she wasn't in tip-top shape towards the end of her WWE run.
Yeah.
Part of that could have been that she may have been actively quiet quitting.
She was
as you have said before, a quiet quitting Ronda Rousey.
Yeah.
I would. Ronda Rousey would have to surprise on the upside in order to really come off well in this kind of match, right?
Yes, and I honestly, I did not realize that Katie Taylor, because I thought maybe Katie Taylor is another, like judo girl.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh no, she's a boxer. Well, if she's a boxer, she's gonna kill you in a boxing match. I hate to break it
right.
to you.
This isn't a mixed martial arts. This isn't a
This
judo
is
match.
MMA. It's not like you can take her to the ground and your strength is judo. You have your bronze medal or silver medal in judo through the Olympics. No, this is not the fight. Does it say it's going to be on Netflix? Did I read that right?
I don't think they've said where it's going to be. Let's see. They didn't announce where it would be. It's just it's somewhat of a rumor on this part.
Mm-hmm.
The Taylor Rousey talk has drawn the interest of Netflix, but nothing has been made public yet. And the person who spoke did so on condition of anonymity because they are unauthorized to speak publicly on the negotiations.
Mm-hmm.
But Katie Taylor bouts have been on Netflix before and done pretty well for women's boxing. So I would not be surprised if Netflix jumped into the fray there.
I wondered if she was on the Jake Paul, Mike Tyson fight.
Oh, was she maybe on the undercard there?
I'm going to look it up.
That's a good question because MMA and boxing are very much into that. Lots of undercard stuff. Well, while you are looking that one up, let's go to a quartet of stories that do a little 1 degree of separation here as they keep connecting to each other. First up, little bit of a downer involving Ric Flair. This comes to us from TMZ.com. Ric Flair had given an interview where he thought that maybe Hulk Hogan had died from complications that could have at least partially been brought in by some street drugs that he was taking for pain mitigation when doctor prescription medication wasn't doing it for him. Ric Flair has now since said, I should have never said street drugs killed Hulk Hogan after Hulk Hogan's family sort of addressed it online on social media. And of course, despite their animosity during their wrestling days, Ric Flair and Hogan's family were on very good terms. So this was not like this was not a Twitter war or anything.
Yeah.
But it was just Sky, Hulk Hogan's widow, simply told TMZ that it simply was untrue. At which point, Ric Flair responded with a post of his own saying, okay, Sky, I got bad information according to you. I should have never mentioned it. I have known Hogan since 1979. Let's just move past this and concentrate on his legacy. Period. End of story. Let's preserve his legacy rather than dwell on any negative energy. I repeat, Hulkamania forever. And then, of course, our Hogan family sources made it crystal clear to us they adore Flair, but they had to fact check him on this one. So, is it true? We may never know, but it's not worth it to the families, including to friends like Ric Flair, to drag it up like this again. And better news for Ric Flair. Roman Reigns coming to us from WrestleZone here. He's signing autographs. And as he's signing autographs, someone asks him, I'm going to throw out the names of some wrestlers. And you stop me when one of these are better than you. And so Roman Reigns is just going along signing, not paying any attention. And suddenly the person asking the question says, Ric Flair. And wouldn't you know it, Ric Flair, there he is. Roman Reigns stops signing and gives the point. So a little good rub here for Ric Flair that Roman Reigns acknowledged, yeah, the Nature Boy is better than me. None of these other chumps are, but the Nature Boy is bigger than me. Ric Flair responded with, thank you for the respect, WWE Roman Reigns. This has to be the biggest compliment I've received in years. So good social media and media overall for Flair after some bad overall for Flair. The Nature Boy, he still keeps himself involved, right?
Yeah, was he on a podcast when he said Hogan did street drugs, or was he on a?
He was, I think, on a podcast. Yes, it said he was on the double coverage podcast. Made the rounds last week when he said Hogan's doctor stopped prescribing him pain medications to deal with his wrestling injuries, so he restored to getting help off the street. A decision that ultimately led to his death at 71 years old.
So he wasn't even drunk on tweeting. He's just an idiot and said that.
I mean, I can't tell you what the Hulkster was doing.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes this pain, the pain medication, if they stop working or your doctor stops prescribing them, I mean, what do guys do?
Yeah.
I did a Tom Petty callback earlier about his thing that, rebels don't dress like each other. Tom Petty died, they're saying, because of some complications, trying to medicate a bad knee that was really bothering him as he kept wanting to tour and do concerts.
Oh, wow.
And so, you don't know what guys take.
Yeah.
Maybe some of it's prescription, but some of it is enhanced by something that's not prescription. They're just trying to get through the next day, the next gig. So I don't know. I have no idea. I also think it's the kind of thing where if Hulk were doing something like this, he may not be telling his wife and kids.
Right. I think that's the point. He shouldn't be. If he knows this, he should bite his tongue and not say he was doing street drugs.
Exactly. If this was the kind of thing that Hogan was trying to keep quiet between him and some of his buddies from wrestling who might understand, then, hey, off the record, don't go talking about it.
Yeah, right.
So, I mean, you're not going to go prosecuting anybody on Hulkster's behalf or on behalf of his estate, or it's the kind of thing that you would speak maybe privately with his widow beforehand and say, that before he passed, Hulk told me that he was really having trouble with pain management and that he was getting some extra stuff especially when his doctor stopped prescribing. Did you know about that? Were you aware of this? Are you aware of any autopsy that could have revealed this? If there was some foul play involved, even if it was just some negligence on the part of, Hogan just buying some bad stuff. So I don't know. I do know there are things that the guys talk about with each other that they don't talk about with their wives and kids.
Yep. That's for sure.
Yeah. So Roman Reigns gave Ric Flair his props, though. Speaking of Roman Reigns, he and CM Punk are in Zootopia too, and apparently did a little inside baseball reference to this in their War Games match. Roman Reigns and CM Punk star in Zootopia as the Z Bros, which are a couple of zebra cops. They're buddy cops. It's a buddy cop movie. And apparently they did a little Zebros thing at the end of War Games. Roman Reigns and CM Punk. Just knowing that Roman Reigns and CM Punk are a couple of buddy cops who call themselves the Zebros make you more or less interested in Zootopia 2.
I suppose more.
Only because there's no place to go from zero but up.
Right.
There you go. So
play the
this is a
video?
fun one from
Can you-
Clutch Points.
Can you play the video?
Let's see here.
You can do it.
There it is. He just mouthed Zebros. You really can't hear it, but he goes Zebros and they fist bump. Because it's still real to them.
It's still real to them that they're zebra cops. And
Buddy cop animated movies are still real to them, John. They are the Zebros. It's not an act. Zebros is a shoot and a work.
It's a shoot and a work, baby.
They each have lots of tattoos. I mean, maybe they could get a few zebra stripes in there. Who knows?
You could sneak it in, right? They could sneak in some zebra stripes.
Right? They could do something with the wrestling trunks. Who knows? The Zebros. If there is a tag team in the future, it's going to be the Zebros, right?
Feels that way.
And one more from CM Punk to complete the quartet here. From WrestleZone again. CM Punk. Deadline reports that he's joined the cast of the new Netflix romantic comedy based on the Catherine Center novel, The Bodyguard. Leighton Meester and Jared Padalecki headline the project about a no-nonsense bodyguard assigned to protect a charming action star over the holidays, leading sparks to fly and secrets to unravel, with Christmas getting a whole lot more complicated. This sounds like a cross between a Hallmark Channel movie and a Hallmark Channel movie.
Yeah,
Punk will play a physically intimidating member of the security detail who is known for his loyalty and humor. His character's name will be Doghouse. This is very pro wrestling.
This is, yeah.
I'm
This
glad he's not being typecast.
I know. They're like, we need a wrestler to do this, or we have a wrestler that wants to do this. Like, who wants to do this?
We wrote a part that would be great for a pro wrestler.
Yeah. Now, why Rick Steiner isn't doing it is beyond me, but okay.
Woof, woof, woof. We have just talked about Zootopia 2, and we have covered before in Cheap Heat Punk's film Night Patrol, set to release in theaters in just about a little more than a month's time, January 16th, 2026. So on the road to Royal Rumble, one of Punk's movies will be hitting theaters. There you go. He is also set to defend his championship against Braun Breaker on the first Raw of 2026, happening on January 5th. So that's the quartet there. I got one more for you, John, unless you want to comment at all about Ric Flair to Roman Reigns to CM Punk to CM Punk by himself.
Now let's hear the one more.
One more. We have already mentioned her. Lash legend. Former WNBA player, now pro wrestler, engaged to fellow WWE employee and wrestler Trick Williams. She is rumored to have worn the engagement ring during War Games.
Oh, cool.
But there they are celebrating with folks over the recent holidays. This one has 100,000 likes. This is from Thanksgiving weekend, so it was probably just before Survivor Series that this had. This may have happened on Thanksgiving, a Thanksgiving proposal. Here it is. She knows it's happening. Will you marry me? And she clotheslines him. The big boot to the chest locks in a submission.
Wow, she's
No,
had
not
probably
at
the
all. She covered her eyes, started to tear up, and apparently said yes. Congratulations to Trick Williams and Lash Legend on their engagement. Perhaps yet another WWE power couple. They're getting ready to do like a couples retreat with a lot of people.
Oh man, and maybe that's why they're getting married, to try to get themselves over. Because
Yeah,
it's,
right. They
it's a huge
it
aspect.
worked wonders for CM Punk and AJ Lee and Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
it's resurrected Aleister Black and Zelina Vega's routines there in WWE.
Triple H and Stephanie McMahon.
There you
They have
go.
tagged like that, although they probably don't really need it. A few others come to mind, but yeah, it's interesting that good for them to get married. An insane week for Lash Legend, to say the least. Probably the craziest week of her life. Get engaged and then called up to the main roster, and she's in War Games. So
She's in War Games, getting green misted in the face by Asuka.
how'd she look at War Games?
She looked all right. She's a great athlete. She looks the part of a pro wrestler. Like she's put on some bulk around the thighs and up around her shoulders. She looks like a strong, she could do the big woman style wrestling. And paired with Nia Jax, I think is going to be a good learning experience for her, because Nia wrestles the big woman style.
Yeah, no, I think
Nia's not out there trying to do drop kicks.
And Nia also can teach her a thing or two about how to like the charisma aspect with the crowd.
Sure.
And,
what to do in matches to connect with the crowd if you're a heel. Because they're starting Lash Legend off as a heel. These are the monster heels.
She really gets that. And, as I have mentioned about Jade, I know I keep ripping her, but Jade's not connecting with the crowd at all as a heel. So
no,
she would be. Nia is the queen of it. Nia knows exactly what to do and say to piss the crowd off. So
the one thing Jade did as a heel that worked, that would have been a heel thing, was when she showed up at Elimination Chamber and just beat the crap out of Naomi.
Right.
But since everybody knew that Naomi was turning, they cheered for Jade doing the total heel move of just marching into a match she wasn't involved in and costing one of the competitors their chance at the match.
Right.
That's a total heel move, and people went nuts cheering.
Yes.
So that's what I got. It's unseasonably warm. It's pathologically frugal. John, what is it?
Dom, it's cheap heat.
It is, my friend.
And we got a late start. I got to get up early, Dom. So I'm going to go ahead and say thank you to
You got to
all.
get up early so I can't tell my story about the pies?
Oh, well, if that's the case, please tell us a story about the pies, Dom.
So I'm at a meeting and we're going over a holiday party, and I showed up late because I had an engagement right before it. So eventually, like, oh, you didn't get to see the menu. So they hand me the menus. This is what we've selected so far. And did you want to add anything to it? I'm like, no, I think everything you guys selected for dinner is fine. I like everything on there. It's like, so you have nothing to add? I was like, well, I mean, what did you guys get for dessert? I said, I see some pies there. And they're like, okay, what kind of pies you want? And just something switched in my brain. And I want all the pies. I want all the pies in a double cage. I don't just want one pie. I want the coconut custard. I want the apple. I want the pumpkin. And I want the banana cream. And I'm booking us to go over the pies. All the pies. It's going to be the apocalypse, if you will. We're going to the pie window. All the pies. And of course, I'm the only one who gets what I'm doing, but it amuses me.
Oh, yeah. Because they're like, what are you talking about? It's like, oh, that's something I said as a joke on Don't Bury the Lead.
2 years ago on
2
Don't
years
Bury the
ago.
Lead. Yes.
When we're talking about Thanksgiving, and it was
Yes.
hilarious then. And oh my god, it's so funny you said it in real life. I went, oh, the pies.
All the pies in a
Did they
steel
know-
cage, and I'm going over.
Did you tell him? Did you tell him that that was a Dusty Rhodes impression, or you just acted?
I had to explain it. Yes.
Okay, I like it. Did you know the people?
Yes.
Okay, you didn't do it to some stranger.
No, I did not.
Okay.
Although, like chances are, if you find some strangers, one of them might know Dusty Rhodes.
Oh yeah, you could just say I'm doing a Dusty Rhodes impression, but I don't remember him. I don't think that you just did the pie thing in Dusty Rhodes' voice.
Yes, there was
It-
no
this
Dusty Rhodes actually cutting a promo on Thanksgiving pies.
No, you cut the promo
That's
in the
me.
voice of Dusty Rhodes.
That's me taking in like some artistic liberties
Yeah.
to do it. But Dusty Rhodes is very popular. He's made his way into pop culture. We know some musician friends who have a song called Dusty Rhodes.
Oh yeah, the American Dream. Go
I
take care of that
request
business.
it whenever I'm at a Texas leg show.
Everyone does. I think that's part of the gimmick. Play Dusty Rhodes. And then
Right?
they don't play it.
And they're too good to take requests sometimes, and they just play a bunch of other stuff. But yes, I go back into our archives. It's Thanksgiving weekend 2023, our recap of Survivor Series and the War Games, where I get into I just get into it because there was some leftover Thanksgiving pies that I got to tell you, in the course of watching Survivor Series, I pinned all of them.
Fantastic, Dom.
By
Amazing
the time
story.
you and I live streamed, I was full of pie and vigor.
Dom, I got some news for you. That's a fantastic story. It will somehow be a short. I don't know how many shorts I can pop out for it. It'll be a reminder to everyone.
Yes.
But yeah, so
Just repost the old one, like the throwback from Don't Bury the Lead's early days.
I
Back
might
when neither one of us used a microphone and it was just bad, like Zoom laptop microphone audio.
I might just take this like 5-minute clip and then just post it and then just put Dusty Rhodes as the and a piece of pie. That's the thumbnail, and
That could
just
be it.
whatever happens happens. And people
Right.
are gonna and people might say, "What is this?" All right,
It's
Dom.
been a great show. We'll see each other in exactly 1 week for John Cena's final match in a WWE ring, unless he pulls a Brett Favre and unretires.
Right. Which, let's face it, that Saudi money, he's going to say yes to, and he will be wrestling again.
It will be his last match of 2025. It will
His
be a
last one
great
of
show, Saturday
2025.
night's main event. And you and I are hoping to go live right after Saturday night's main event, right?
We'll be
So
right
Saturday
after.
night, sometime around 9 to 10. Look for us on your favorite streaming platform, on X, on Twitch, and the home base at YouTube for Don't Bury the Lead. And if you can't catch us live, catch us in the archive on the replay on YouTube.
Exactly.
Subscribe while you're there. Help us climb the next. Help us eat the next pie. We've eaten 1,200 pies. Can we eat 1,300 pies? Can we eat 1,500 pies? Can we eat 2,000 pies? I can. I'm the pie dream.
You could do this all night, couldn't you?
I could do this all night. We've been monetized and monetized. Help us go over.
Dom, this is too good, but I have to go.
Okay.
I have so many shorts and short clips here. You have no idea. This is probably gonna. I can't wait to just destroy our channel and just post like 10 videos of you screaming out Dusty Rhodes. Like I can't wait for the comments. All right, Dom, thank you so much. This was great. I'll see you next week. Hopefully, maybe Gunther knocks off John Cena. We'll see. My
Yeah.
name is John Dindell. I've been joined by Dom Scarcella, and have a great rest of your evening.